Dude, I swear to God, that driver tire came off the ground. You pulled the fucking tire. Okay, one more time. Come here. Come this way. We're going to do that again. What's up, Brite Nation? All right, so we told you guys that there was going to be a huge surprise coming up. And it's actually not in this video.
What?
But I mean, there is, but there isn't. Like, there's a surprise, but it's not like
here's the big surprise. Here's
it's,
the big surprise.
Well, this is one surprise.
Out of Michigan.
Yeah, it was Chris. We didn't fly him out. He actually drove all the way out to Michigan to meet us here at America's Most Wanted 4x4. Because we're doing a lot of things.
Yeah, he's actually getting trained to do America's Most Wanted Hemi swap. So
I can do swaps for you guys.
Yeah, so the daycare center will be open for swaps.
So that's actually surprise number one. Is Chris is here and he's getting certified and it's gonna be sick. Surprise number two is, as you can see, the stepchild is in a bay right now. Again, that's still not like the surprise though. That's coming later, but this is still going to be a surprise that we didn't really even expect, and that is that the stepchild is getting an engine upgrade. Just probably not what you think.
Okay, so go ahead and guess right now. Guess in the comments what the stepchild is getting. What's going on with the stepchild?
Give you a hint, you're wrong.
Are they?
You're probably wrong.
Yeah, you're probably wrong. So we have something way bigger and badder planned than what we're doing with the stepchild. Like insanely bigger and badder, but we can't neglect the stepchild. You know, this is the stepchild. This is the beautiful beat used and abused stepchild. Guys, I keep seeing comments about like, oh, you replaced the stepchild, or oh, it's gonna be a grocery getter now. No, the stepchild will never be the grocery getter or be the backup plan or be the other thing.
It's just gonna make it even better.
Yeah, we've got for this year, the stepchild is gonna be undergoing an insane amount of modifications because Chris is done with the like things getting put together here and there. He's pulling the whole thing off and apart, but we're not doing that now. What we're doing, step number one, you guys have already guessed now, we're doing the new America's Most Wanted 426 Hemi stroker motor.
So you were wrong.
Yeah, 600 horsepower, 606 horsepower, 600 foot-pounds of torque, naturally aspirated. So the first thing we need to do is get Chris's hands dirty. We need to get him to work and pull. Are we pulling the cab or are you just pulling it out the front?
Normally, I would pull the cab, but because we have the sliders and everything, we can get this thing out the front.
We think, right?
We already have the trans and transfer case and everything, so we just need to get this out. So we're just going to blow the front of this off and just yank the motor out the front.
That's the plan, at least.
That seems way harder than just the 6 bolts that you, Brittany, have.
I think it'd be easier just 6 bolts, cabs off, good to go. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
It takes about 3 hours in total to pull the cab. Ask me how I know.
Again, not the surprise. The 426 isn't. We've got something bigger, better planned, but it's still pretty badass.
That's one cool thing about Jeeps is being able to just flop the hood all the way up.
My thoughts have never been clearer. I see what you're doing to me now. They lie, they steal, they fooled us. Deep down I probably knew that. I think I will be holding on to the one thing that I know is stronger. Love is blind and no one's perfect. Platinum seems so shallow, 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 shallow. But you are bright, white gold.
Guys, the stepchild. Chris,
It's broken.
what's wrong with the stepchild?
It's broken.
You guys are absolutely retarded.
Kevin, fix it. What did you do this time?
So last night I got most of the motor disconnected off the frame and out of the cab of the Jeep. But then I was thinking, you know, I remember Brittany telling me it was only 6 bolts to take the cab up, and that would make my life a lot easier. Let's try that. Uh-oh. Haha. So now that we got all the 6 bolts undone, we got one more issue. Welded on rock sliders. So how do we get around that? Let me show you. We're gonna do it like this. Just like that. We put really long, tall stems on here. We're gonna come under this rock slider, grab the body, go all the way up to about here, get something under the frame from here, pull these off, swing this arm up and around, and then grab the body and go up the rest of the way. Just need some tuber first, and we'll get this thing in the air.
All my bones are dislocated. I just keep on wandering along. Got this four-leaf clover, and since then I have been everything you want. Everything you come for, you everyone we try to mess up. Close the gate and buckle up. More gasoline is everything we want.
So with a little help from my friends and a little bit of engineering, we finally got it on the lift. Oh, we're losing parts. Everything's disconnected. Like Brittany said, it's only 6 bolts and about 5 million zip ties, Danny. The last shop this was in was DCD, and Danny did an amazing job tucking all the wires, but there were 5 million zip ties because Danny loves zip ties. And there it is. So now we're gonna yank this guy out of here. And then I did some schmoozing this morning, and they don't know it yet, but with the new 426 that we're gonna put in here, we're gonna put in a fresh trans. They don't know it yet, but hopefully I can get it finished up, or at least this one out and the new stuff ready when they get back with the other big surprise that they went to go get, that you guys will find out about real soon. Anyway, gotta get this thing out of here. All right, so she's pretty much ready to come out. Everything's disconnected. Motor mounts are loose. Trans mounts are loose. Both drive shafts are off. Both drive lines. Exhaust is off. Now we just roll it out, hook it up, and yank it up. Oh yeah, and Beck's on her way here. I'm so excited. She was here a couple of weeks ago with me while we were training, and then she ran home to hang out with some friends. But she's on her way back out here right now so that we can finish this up. And we got another surprise for you. They're bringing the surprise right now. So excited. So now we just wheel it out and we'll go hook it up to the forklift and we'll yank this motor out of here. Then I'm going to go through and probably clean up that cab harness because you know me and wiring, I can't stand a mess, but we'll go in there and we'll clean that up once we get, well, I'll probably clean this up too because it's a little bit of a mess. Yeah. There you have it. It's out. So now that it's out, we're gonna get this thing over to the wash bay, try to get it cleaned up a little bit. And then I'm gonna get into the cab. I'm gonna clean up some wiring up here in the cab before we put the other motor back in it. They're finishing up assembling the other motor, mating the transmission to the motor. I have to pull that T-case off and put it on a new setup. Hopefully I can get this thing all cleaned up by the end of the day so that tomorrow we'll get that new one in. Now we got her outside. It's bath time. Sorry it's not back in Brite in a bikini, but this is all you're gonna get.
Hit it, boys.
So here we are, the next day, and I'm going to start cleaning up some of the wiring on the stepchild, but the life of living on the road means you have to unpack the entire Jeep to get to a harness that comes through the floor right there and then goes around over to the amp that's on the other side and it dangles out from underneath the Jeep, and I can't have that. It was a nightmare getting the body off of the chassis, so I have to go in there and pull it out because that's makes my anxiety twitch, you know, like can't do it. We've got a couple more things that we want to clean up because there's a pretty decent mess in here, and I don't like those that go back that way. And yeah, so I gotta clean that mess up and this mess over here. We're gonna take some circuits out that don't belong here anymore. So today's gonna be a fun day. The aux battery, we're gonna pull the aux battery stuff out because there isn't one. Just clean up some of these modules on the firewall before we drop the cab back down on the chassis and clean up all this. This is kind of just clean some stuff up. That's what we're gonna do today.
All right, you guys, so we are officially back from picking up the big surprise.
Big surprise.
Or at least part of the big surprise. However, we're back at AMW now, and we have a couple of surprises waiting for us, apparently. Beck, what did you do to our Jeep?
It's under construction. It's under surgery. We'll put it that way. What in the world? Why? No, I don't want to look.
Guys, so surprise number one, Beck is here.
I'm here.
Which is awesome. And then surprise number two, what the is happening to our Jeep right now?
It's literally just a shell. There's
What? It looks like the cap of an RC Jeep right now.
I did some remodeling.
Yeah. Jelly bean. So what? I thought the plan was to just pull the engine out through the front, and then
You know.
clearly that's not just the engine.
I have this OCD problem, and it gives me anxiety. So I had to yank the whole thing
Just
out,
the whole
and then
thing.
rewire, and then I may not have made a deal to get a new transmission too. So
There's nothing wrong with the transmission, though.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it. I just
wanted a new one.
wanted a new one. So
New
I made
engine,
a
new
deal.
trans. Just
I made a deal to get a new one.
so, the stepchild is in a bit less of a state than we were expecting to come back to. Guys, can you tell how often we clean our Jeep? Oh my God. It looks so barren right now. Also, is it just me or is it kind of weird like how small the stepchild looks like this? Like it seems significantly tinier than normal.
Now that they have the old engine mount brackets cut off, it's time to weld on the new ones. So she's on that now.
Dream big, 'cause boy, you're gonna make it. Stand tall, there's a higher road you're taking. Let go of everything that you know and be wild in the mystery. Yeah. I've been in the darkness for 40 days. I've been searching for holy flames, a sign to light up the way. So can you help me out?
Since we're already tearing the stepchild apart, I actually ordered new mirrors because, well,
It's loose now. Sorry, guys.
so this has been doing this for a long time on both sides. So look, here we.
This is the old one. Thank you, Beck. You're welcome.
So Beck already replaced this side. Look,
Look.
yay, no more noises.
So basically, anytime we have our windows down and we're rolling, you just hear chatter coming from the side mirrors, and it was just obnoxious.
It's the housing.
It's like the housing is, anyways, whatever it is, it's not gonna be an issue anymore because we're replacing them completely. Maybe you should stop hitting them on rocks.
I never hit these mirrors on rocks. I fold them in to
That
not
actually,
hit them.
okay, hold on. That actually is true. He's never really hit them on rocks. It's literally just from trying to fold them
in.
inward.
The
because
fenders, however, I may.
you may have hit a rock or two with the front fenders. All right, well, don't break the new one.
Well-
You don't have to wiggle it that aggressively. Don't break the new one.
I'm trying to.
Just don't fold it in anymore. No more folding the mirrors in.
Come on, Chris, use those muscles. Use those muscles. Hup to. We may not make it to the gym today. You got to make up for it somehow. Woo! Oh yeah.
Alright, so we're swapping the T case over. And we gotta swap the transfer case
So strong, Chris.
onto all the new fanciness. It says 6.4, but it's not anymore. There's the old engine and trans.
Yeah, because this T-case is not that old. We just replaced it.
Like very recently, because the old one had almost 100,000 miles on it. We swapped it out, so it's still fairly new, even though it looks
Really dirty.
really dirty.
That's what happens when you wheel it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like Brittany said, this is the new heartbeat for the stepchild. And although it says 6.4 Hemi, and it looks like a 392, it is far from a 392. So America's Most Wanted went ahead and had this. It is a stroker motor now, right? They had this built. It's got fully forged internals, a pretty big cam in it, and it's putting out over 600 horsepower. And what's crazier is it's putting out over 609 foot-pounds of torque, which is, it's gonna feel nasty.
Wild.
So I've got a couple numbers here for you from the dyno sheet. So at 3,000 RPM, it makes 561 foot-pounds of torque. And then at 4,100 RPM, it's making 609 foot-pounds of torque. And because of the cam, it'll actually rev all the way out to 6,400 RPM now. And at 5,900 RPM, it's making 600 horsepower. So this is a 600 horsepower, 609 foot-pounds of torque pump gas motor, which is well above what goes in a new 392 is 470 horse from the factory. The new Rubicon 392 Jeep is 470. This is 600 with even more torque. It's hard to even fathom. That's like supercharger numbers. That's like,
This is gonna be insanely
yeah.
awesome.
And what's cool is since it has forged internals now, we could also supercharge it.
What do you say, Chris?
No, he seriously can. But yeah, I have my numbers here because there's just a ton of them. But think about that. At 3,000 RPM, it's making 562 foot-pounds of torque.
That's wild.
That is crazy. This is the one that you're gonna want. The 392 swaps are great, but like this is next level. You want to beat all your buddies with their LSs and their other 392 swaps. This is the motor to do it right here.
So before we stab this back in the chassis, we're gonna swap over a couple of extra things like the charge harness. It doesn't come with a charge harness, this goes with the vehicle. We had to swap the T-case over, trans lines, because we're gonna use the same ones out of our vehicle. So we gotta put those in, vent tubes. And I think that's about it.
All right, so check this out. Obviously, we don't want to roll around advertising that we have a 6.4 liter Hemi when that is not the case any longer. So just found out, America's Most Wanted actually has, actually has these custom engine covers that we'll be putting on the 426 instead. That way people don't think it's a 6.4 liter, but honestly, what's really cool about this is it just kind of shows you the attention to detail that America's Most Wanted has on all of their builds. Like this is just a tiny fraction of what they customize on a lot of their builds.
Everybody out in the world, stop messing around. Calling all you freaks and nerds, you're just missing what you want. My brother's going down the drain, my sister's living the dream, but everybody's singing along. It's okay, we'll all
Now we just put it in.
That's what she said.
Hey, what's the matter with the bright red lights? Hey, in the moment when the world went blind, but everything's alright. We don't give a damn this time. My daddy was a gambling man with no strategy. Who gives a shit about him anymore? Guess we never really settled the score. Half the town screaming out in vain, the other half is fake, but everybody's singing along. It's okay, we'll all soon be gone. Hey, what's the matter with the bright red lights? Hey, in the moment when the world went blind, but everything's alright. We don't give a damn this time.
just 6 more bolts, right?
Yeah.
6 more bolts and we're done.
Fired right up.
It's alive!
It is alive.
So of course we don't want to waste any time showing you guys the new and improved stepchild in action, but first, just listen to the 426. So you can definitely tell this thing has a cam. Listen to the chop. Totally different than the old 392 that was in the stepchild. Kevin,
What?
go rev it up.
Yeah.
Go rev it up. That I hope it's coming across on the phone, but that thing sounds so much meaner than it did before, and it sounded f***ing good before, but now it's just like
I'm gonna do some pulls for you real quick. We got the road right here, and we're just gonna do some launches and flybys because it sounds freaking good, and it pulls so much harder on the top end now.
For those of you who might be worried, remember we were able to give you the exact numbers because this thing was dynoed and it was broken in on a dyno. So we're not too terribly concerned as far as like romping on it. She's good to go. But we want you guys to hear this thing on the flyby because this is so good. It sounds so good. So good. No freaking way. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna have him do it again because that driver front wheel almost looked like it popped off the ground or it came damn near close. There's so much torque. Dude, I swear to God, that driver tire came off the ground. You pulled the fucking tire. Okay, one more time. Come here, come this way. We're gonna do that again. Dude. Came off the ground. I almost feel like that might break something. That is fucking wild. Holy crap. Dude,
Feel the tire bouncing
came
off
off the ground.
I felt it like, and that's in 2-wheel. I'm not in 4-wheel drive.
Yeah,
That's how sticky these tires are.
dude. That is
It literally
wild.
pulled the front tire off the ground.
Holy shit.
Let me see the video.
Alright,
That's pretty sick.
how does it feel?
That's pretty sick.
Compared to the 392.
It just pulls mid to top range, pulls hard. Actually, I mean, I've never done a wheelie before.
I mean-
I never pulled a tire off the ground before, so I think just all around, it's got it. I mean, come for a ride. It sounds
So good.
mean, you wouldn't think
It'd be that
it'd be
much
that
of a
drastic,
difference.
but it is. I mean, same exhaust too, so.
Yeah, we
it's-
didn't change the exhaust, just the engine and the trans is, for the record, it's the same exact trans we had before, it's just new.
Just brand new, yeah. So I will say, if you're looking at doing a 392 swap, you might want to take a look at the 426 instead.
It's noticeably peppier.
Yes.
So a good way for me, or the way I would describe it is, with the 392, like it was fast, but it almost felt, because we're 40s, speed locks, 1 tons, it almost felt like it was like trailering something, or like it was trying to push through all of that added weight. The 426.
Wait, you're talking to people. Wait, you're talking to people that have V6s. And
I know.
So,
But
no, the
but
392 is
compared to
perfectly fine.
But compared to the 392, the 426, it's like we no longer have 40 speed locks and 1 tons. Like,
Right, it's like back to
it
having
just
like 35
freaking goes.
37.
Yeah, it's like back to it's like the it's
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like, and I'm trying.
I can't believe it's pulling a tire off the ground.
I don't-
In 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, and I don't feel any like drivability issues. I don't have that much time in it, but
It feels solid.
cruises just fine.
On
and then-
on-road mannerisms
then
and everything.
We're doing 60, and if you want to speed up,
It sounds so good.
it does.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, what do you say about this? Like, holy crap! Like,
That's sick.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I know it's 100 more horse and 100 foot-pounds of torque, so I mean, I guess that's what it is. It really feels. It just feels.
So freaking good. God, America's Most Wanted 4x4. These dudes, they know how to do a vehicle conversion. Like this is sick, and it makes me that much more insanely stoked for the big surprise that we have for you guys. Because
Oh yeah.
if
So at this point, they still don't know.
y'all have no idea. And if this is that sick, like just power-wise, sound-wise, just overall automotive enthusiast gasm, like the next surprise is gonna be even better. And I'm so excited to share it with you guys. But you'll have to wait until another video, obviously. Guys, as always, we love you. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, you can find all of your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals at litebritstudios.com. Now, as always, we love you. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, Johnny.
What is that? What are they? I cannot let you because Mama Geese would fuck you up without hesitation. You would lose that fight.